Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is episode 16 of your Quebec Nordiques franchise mode. As in today's episode, we are in the first round of playoff action, our second time being in the playoffs, and we are looking ready to go. As the first time that we made it to the Stanley Cup playoffs, we were a team that were basically just made it in, a team that wasn't even supposed to be in the playoffs. First of all, we somehow made it in, and we somehow made it to the Stanley Cup final before losing to the Colorado Avalanche in the Stanley Cup finals. It was some miracle thing that the Quebec Nordiques pulled off, and it looks like we're gonna have to pull off another miracle. As before we look at the lineups, we are missing some key players. I think it's about two players of our team. Callie Dansk, who's been having a great season this year. He will not be back until June 27th with a post-concussion syndrome. And same with Jordan Binnington. He's going to be out until May 6th, which we did make a big move in picking up Mackenzie Blackwood to be our starting goaltender coming into the playoffs. Because, well, Jordan Binnington won't be ready until like round 2, round 3. So Binnington's going to be out for a while. We're going to have to rely on Mackenzie Blackwood to be the big goalie for us. And not just that, we're also missing out on Callie Dansk, who was a big-time goal scorer for the Colorado or for the Quebec Nordiques. We're going to have to rely on kind of like Jean-Gabriel Pageau and Denis Gurianov and Taylor Hall and Larkin to kind of pick up that slack for that missing goal scoring that we're going to be having on the team. But from the last time that we made it to the playoffs, we were a very different team. We didn't have Dylan Larkin. We didn't have Pageau. We had Yamamoto in here there, who was absolutely insane in the first time that he made it to the playoffs there. He was a beast for us. In 8 games, he had 5 points, and Burnaby, he was ripping it up for the playoffs for them as well. So we know what he's capable of. And we have a very deep team. Like, this team, it is a very deep and good team, and I'm excited to see it and see how we are going to play out defensively. We are one of the strongest teams defensively, I think, in my mind. You have a top 6 pairing like Jonas Brodin and Kristopher Letang. That is a very good defense core, and I feel like that could carry us a very long way going up against a very strong team in the Philadelphia Flyers, who is a wild card team, but they are still looking like a very devastating young team. We were going up against Antonio Stranges, who was fighting for the rookie goal scoring race alongside of Callie Dansk, which he beat out. But I mean, if Callie Dansk did play the full season, he would not have been able to hold that top spot. But the first line, you got Antonio Stranges, Sean Couturier, and Jakub Voracek. Your second line, you got Oscar Lindblom, Claude Giroux, and Joel Farabee. A very nice second line. And then you got Ryan Dzingel, Nolan Patrick, and Kevin Haynes. And in your fourth line, you got Jesper Fast, Mikhail Vorobyev, and Joel Armia, which is a very nice depth-wise. I mean, defensively, they get a little weak, and plus they're playing a forward as one of their defensemen, which, I mean, this is one of the weakest components of their team, right? Their second-best defenseman right now is Julius Borgman, and that's not very good to see. And then you got Cutter Hart, which is going to be a guy that we're going to be really scared about. I would have to say that guy could save them a lot of games if we're not careful with it. But for us, we do got a good goaltender, Mackenzie Blackwood, who was absolutely insane from trade deadline time to what he was now. He was 10-3 with a 9-10 save percentage with a 270 goals against. He was a guy that was really ripping it up. And same when he was in New Jersey. Like, he was not on a good team, but he was putting up some decent numbers. Like, he really was. And I'm excited to see what Mackenzie Blackwood will do for us and see how good of a goaltender he will be against a very strong Philadelphia Flyers team here in round 1. So let's jump right into it. I'm not waiting any longer. We're in Pepsi Arena. So let's go out there. Let's play the game that we've been playing all season long. Play that good offensive hockey, but shut down defensively like we've been doing every single year and every single game this season. So let's get this going. First period, nothing in the first period. 12-7 for shots for the Flyers. Definitely not the hottest start for the Quebec Nordiques. Second period, 2-2. And Haydn gets his first career playoff goal. And Dylan Larkin adds to that as well as he gets his first playoff goal with the Quebec Nordiques as Lindblom and Voracek adds some markers as well. 27-15 for shots as the Quebec Nordiques just seem to be getting bombshelled out there right now. And Marco Antonainen adds another big goal for the Quebec Nordiques, but then Nolan Patrick on the power play ties the game right back up at 3. Oh, and then Ryan Dzingel adds another one to the game as well. 40-20 for shots of the Flyers. As I got to give it to Blackwood. Blackwood's been having an amazing night. There's no doubt about that. That Blackwood's been really, he's been saving us the night tonight. But it legit was just better goaltending from Carter Hart and just a better play. They were dominating in every sort of the ice, goal scoring wise, everything. They were the better team on the outcome of this game, which sucks. Marco Huntington did put up his 2 first career playoff goals in a multi-point night, so he was doing great. I was happy to see that from that man. He's a good player, so he deserves playing like that. So game 2, Pepsi Arena. Let's go, boys. We got to jump right back into the series. We can't let the Flyers just dominate, okay? We got to take this one right back. First period, 2-1. Bergeron Yamamoto. That's what I'm talking about. The veteran presence of Patrice Bergeron. 11-9 for shots for Quebec. Second period, 2-2. Antonio Stranges, the young stud, ties the game up as Flyers. They took back the shots lead, 23-21. It's a tie game. And this is what I mean. The Flyers, they are really able to score us right now, and that's without a doubt. They're a team that could rip that fucking lamppost right up. We gotta go out there and we know what we're capable of. We could play a strong defensive hockey game, and that's what Dylan Larkin just did. He buried a big goal, giving his team a big game-winning goal as Dylan Larkin. That is what I'm talking about, buddy. Big goal from Dylan Larkin, his second of the playoffs. That is a big one. Giving the Quebec Nordiques a win in the series, first of all, tying the series up at 1. That's a big one. It's Dylan Larkin, buddy. You've been playing big time hockey from Dylan Larkin. Game 3. We're going into Philadelphia. The fans are dicks here. So, boys, don't worry about what the fans are saying. Just go out there and play hockey, and that's what you do. Dylan Larkin and Taylor Hall bearing 2 big goals there for the Quebec Nordiques. 14-11 for shots. Second period, 4-3. We let the game right back in, but Pajot gets 2 big goals. He gets a goal and a power play goal. That's what we picked Pajot up for, is to get those clutch goals. We know what Pajot could do in the playoffs. He's been a clutch guy before. Giroux, Haig, and Antonio Stranges. Come on, boys. You just keep the lead. That's all we need to do. Shut them down defensively. And Denis Gurianov, power play goal, giving us that 2-goal lead. This is one of the most scariest leads, though. It's a very easy lead to reach. So Quebec just shut shit down. Dzingel gets a big goal there, making a 1-goal deficit as we are dominating in the shot category by 2. Not very much, but can we hold on to the lead? And yes, we do. We shut them down. Dylan Larkin gets a empty netter as the Quebec Nordiques walk away game 3 as victors as Dylan Larkin, man, he's just laying in the goals. 4 goals in the playoffs. This man has been a beauty. 6 points in 3 games. He's just really been laying it in every single game. He's been laying it all on the line as he gives the team a 2-1 series lead going back to game 4 in Philly. Come on, boys. We just need to pull away with 1 more victory here in Philly, and then we're going back to Quebec with a 3-1 series lead, alright, boys? So just go out there, play the game that we've been playing, and keep playing hard. First period, 1-0. Oscar Lindblom gets a big goal. 13-11. Second period, 2-1. Dylan Dubé and Mike Amadillo gets a big one for the Quebec Nordiques as we go up 25-21 for shots. We just need to hold the lead. Mackenzie Blackwood need to play some solid hockey, and Patrice Bergeron gets a big one, giving us that 2-goal lead. It's still a very scary lead to have. We almost lost, and Kristopher Letang, another Quebec fucking native, gets a big one for the Quebec Nordiques as we go up 4-1, a 3-goal lead, and we go up 3-1 in the series. That is huge, boys. That is huge. It's a commanding lead. Amadillo, Dubé, Bergeron, and Letang all hammering in those big goals, as that was a big win. Larkin wasn't even part of that victory, but fuck the team. The rest of the team definitely did step up as we're going into Game 5 in Quebec. The Pepsi Arena has been going wild. The Quebec Nordiques fans, they're excited to see their team back in the playoffs and maybe having a chance to go right back to that Stanley Cup Finals. But we have a chance to take our ride back to the second round. Can we do that? First period, nothing. Dylan Larkin and Sean Couturier, big shorthanded goal from him. Power play goal there from Dylan Larkin. 13-4 for shots of the Nordiques. We're just hammered into them. Second period, nothing in the second period. 24 to 17 for shots for the Philadelphia Flyers. Come on, boys. Third period. Let's go. We got to get one. A one, and that sends us off to the second round, all right? So just hold on. Don't let any big goals in Blackwood. Keep making those big saves, and Couturier hammers one in front of the net. 7 minutes left, and Denis Gurianov fights it right back, ties the game up for the Nordiques, and it looks like we're going to be heading to an overtime. This is a big overtime here, Nordiques. This is a one that could send us off to the fucking second round, baby, alright? So go out there, play some tough, hard-knock hockey, and let's win this fucking series. Let's win this series, and let's take it back home, alright? That's what I want to see. Nordiques, Flyers, let's go. Big game right now. It is a game that where the Nordiques could be walking away and going to the second round. And that's what I want to see. I want to be going to that second round already. I want to be back in the fucking Stanley Cup Finals, man. I want to be there. So Nordiques, Larkin against Couturier for the first face-off of the second, or the, oh my god, of overtime, not of the second round, of overtime. Hall go out hard after that big hit there. Pageau has it up to the point to Univalov. Univalov making a bad pass there, but don't worry, he's being pushed up against the boards. Univalov pushes, but Philly still gets that puck. As this game is in Quebec, the fans, they're patiently waiting. They're quiet right now, but man, wait until you get that goal in the back of the net and see how loud this fucking crowd goes, man. It's going to be crazy. As Dylan Larkin, great chance, rebound, Dylan, Taylor Hall buries into the back of the net and sends the Quebec Nordiques to the second round of playoff action. What a big goal for the man, Taylor Hall, as Dylan Larkin, he sets that up for Taylor Hall. Mackenzie Blackwood, what a beast you've been. But what a goal. Dylan Larkin seen it. It was a nice pass by Pageau over to Larkin. Larkin just rips it at the net. Big juicy rebound that Carter Hart gave off right to Taylor Hall. And Taylor Hall got on his stick. And once Taylor Hall gets that on his stick, you know what Taylor Hall will do. That's why he was selected first overall in the 2010 draft, was because he was such a great sniper, and that's why we picked him up. We knew what Taylor Hall was good for, and now was shooting that puck. It was a nice, beautiful backhand. It was even off on his offhand, he was still able to bury that in the back of the net, as your Quebec Nordiques will be heading off to the second round of playoff action. That is what I've been waiting to see, is to see this team be sent off to the Stanley Cup Finals, or to the next round, not the Stanley Cup Finals. We don't even know if we're going to be able to make it there or not, but it's nice to see that we have fucking made it to the second round, right? We played hard against a very good team in the Philadelphia Flyers. I would have to say that was a tough series. We were going up against a very strong, tough team, and we played good. Like, we really did. We played a nice, strong hockey, and it looks like we're going to be facing the Boston Bruins in the second round of playoff action, which we faced them in the third round of playoff action before, and we know what Boston can do. This team has been our fucking killer from the Florida Panthers series. But let's take a look at the stats for your Quebec Nordiques, and Dylan Larkin was the stud for the team. He's just been a huge playoff performer already right out the get-go. And I mean, the first time that he was in the playoffs, he was not. 18 penalty minutes, he struggled. And now here with the Quebec Nordiques, he's fucking doing so great. Pageau with 6 points. He's also a great playoff performer, and you know this for a fact. He showed up before in some series. I thought he was, oh no, he's never been, I thought he was in the run with the Ottawa Senators, I thought. Maybe I was wrong. Taylor Hall, 5 big points from him. Yamamoto, Patrice Bergeron, he's been playing pretty big. That third line didn't do too well, but we'll have to see how well we play up against the Boston Bruins. McDonagh, big 5 points for him, a plus or minus of 8. He's been playing strong. Letang with a big goal. And Mackenzie Blackwood, 9-18. He was a strong goaltender for the Quebec Nordiques against the Philadelphia Flyers there. So hopefully he can do the same against the Boston Bruins. And we're going to be so close to getting Jordan Binnington back in the lineup. We're just going to have to rely on Mackenzie Blackwood for the next couple games. And here is your Boston Bruins. As your first line, you got Anthony Mantha, David Krejci, and David Pastrnak. That is some lethal first line. I mean, David Krejci, if he was in his prime of his career, this guy would be a perfect first line guy, but Not really for this team. Second line, you got Brian Marchand. Hey, it's good old Haydn Fleury. I think we traded him to Boston. No, we traded him to Calgary, and then he went all the way over to Boston. And now he's been playing there in Boston. He had a huge first round, and we know he could be a big playoff performer. We've seen it before when he joined our team. 15 points, in 20 games. You know Adam Enrique can bury that puck in the back and then and be a huge playoff performer. And then you got Andres Bjork. Your third line, you got Jake DeBrusk, Charlie Coyle, and Martin Frick. And then you got Boone Jenner, Dante Heinen, and Scott Lodge. And that's a very strong offense. According to you got Torrey Krug, Charlie McAvoy, Jacob Zebrel, Brandon Carlo, Jeremy Lawson, and Michael Stone. Another, man, strong defensively and a good goaltender in Tuukka Rask, which we're going to have to be careful about. So a very strong team in the Boston Bruins. A very, very strong team. So it's going to be a tough series for the Quebec Nordiques going to the second round of playoff action. And on the other side, we got Washington versus the New York Rangers. But let's hope that the Quebec Nordiques can make it past the very tough Boston Bruins in the next episode. But for right now, guys, I'm going to sign off, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigos.